I'm a 27-year-old woman, and up until recently, I still lived at home with my parents. Not by choice. If it were up to me, I would have been out of there years ago. But every time I tried to save money and make a plan, they found a way to keep me stuck. They controlled everything: my money, my time, my personal space. I had to be strategic if I wanted to escape. I had a full-time job, but it never felt like my money. My parents insisted that I contribute most of my paycheck to family expenses, or rent, utilities, groceries, except I never saw any of the bills. The numbers never added up. I'd give them almost everything, and they'd still complain about how we were barely making it. Meanwhile, my dad always had a new gadget, and my mom constantly went shopping. When I asked where all the money was going, I got the same response: "You don't need to worry about that. Just do your part." Privacy didn't exist. My mom would go through my room when I wasn't home. If she found anything she didn't like, a book, a gift from a friend, even receipts, she'd confront me about it. My phone wasn't my phone. They made me share my passcode in case of emergencies, but they used it to go through my texts, check my call log, and scroll through my social media. My dad once printed out my bank statements and highlighted suspicious purchases. He called me into the living room, waved the papers in my face, and demanded to know why I spent money at a coffee shop when I was supposed to be saving. This was my life. Every move monitored, every decision questioned. But I had a plan. For the past 6 months, I had been secretly looking for an apartment. I found one that was small but perfect. The rent was reasonable, and best of all, it was mine. I signed the lease without telling them. I started slowly moving my things out. A few books here, some clothes there. If they noticed, they didn't say anything. My older brother, who moved out years ago and had gone no contact for a while, warned me. They're going to lose their minds when they find out. I believed him, but I wasn't prepared for how bad it would get. They found out before I had a chance to tell them. They went through my desk, found my lease agreement, and confronted me the second I walked through the door. My mom was crying. My dad was furious. "How could you do this? After everything we've done for you?" They made it sound like I was abandoning them. My mom clutched her chest dramatically, saying she couldn't handle the stress. My dad started listing off everything they had sacrificed for me. It wasn't a conversation. It was an ambush. I told them I was moving out no matter what. That's when the manipulation hit a new level. Suddenly, my mom had a serious health condition that she conveniently never mentioned before. She needed my help. She couldn't survive without me. I wanted to believe her, but when I texted my brother about it, he immediately called me. "She's lying," he said. "She pulled the same stunt when I left." I told them I wasn't changing my mind. That's when my dad called my job, without my knowledge, and told them I would be taking time off to help with a family emergency. I only found out because my boss pulled me aside, confused, asking if everything was okay. I was livid. They were trying to cut me off from everything: my money, my independence, even my job. That was the moment I knew I had to leave immediately. I packed my essentials while they were out. I had planned to do it slowly, but that was no longer an option. I had a friend on standby, ready to help me move out in the middle of the night. When my parents came home and saw my half-empty room, they lost it. They staged a full intervention. They called extended family, made me sit in the living room while everyone lectured me about how selfish I was, how I was breaking my mother's heart, how no good daughter would abandon her parents like this. But I didn't budge. They yelled. They cried. They called me ungrateful, a traitor, crazy. They said I was making a huge mistake, that I'd regret it, that I needed them. I left at 2 a.m. with my friend. I didn't tell them where I was going. I didn't answer their calls. That first night in my apartment, I sat on the floor, surrounded by boxes.